Welcome back to the channel, guys. Week 4 is officially in the books. Monday Night Football, closing it out. Another barn burner, another very exciting primetime game. But we are moving on to Week 5, and today, as always, just here to give some news and injury updates in regards to the Giants, break down my complete Week 4 picks, and is a superstar wide receiver headed to the Giants? But before that, I just want to talk about my giveaway. I'm giving away a Devin Bush autographed rookie card. Go to my Twitter, check out this tweet for all the information regarding the giveaway. Once I hit 1,000 YouTube subscribers, I will be giving that card away. I also want to do other giveaways as well going forward, so definitely go check that out. That'll be going out to somebody. No, it's not a Giants card, and more so this is a Giants themed channel, but still, for any card collector, you know an autographed rookie is big time, and this is actually 3 of only 5 made with the purple border. So definitely go check out that tweet. To begin today's video, some very exciting news in regards to Saquon Barkley. As we all know, went down with the injury against Tampa Bay, but it looks like Barkley is looking to be superhuman in the recovery game as well as the football game, as he is expected to return sooner than advertised. Barkley saying himself he's expected to be back between 3 to 5 weeks rather than the 4 to 8. That's great to hear. And even beyond that, photos have been circulating online of Barkley walking without a walking boot, which is already weeks ahead of schedule. Some injuries, unfortunately, take longer to heal, and that is the reality of Ryan Connelly at this point. Of course, Ryan Connelly, our draft pick out of Wisconsin, arguably our best player on defense to this point, looking like an absolute stud. And I don't think it would be too far off fact for me to say that he was looking like a front runner for Defensive Rookie of the Year at this point. Ryan Connelly, as we all feared, did in fact tear his ACL. He has been placed on season-ending IR, and it's going to be a long recovery road ahead, but I just hope he's able to make a full recovery and come back stronger than he even was now. Best of luck to him. Speedy recovery. With Connelly out for the season, and already a massive hole in place at our interior linebacker position, we need to find answers. David Mayo had a great game and filled in well for Connelly, but the combination of himself and Stupar is not built for the long haul. But some potential good news in regards to other players at that position. Both Alec Ogletree and Tay Davis were seen working out on the sidelines, so at the very least they are doing some form of practicing. They're not just completely off the field. Davis, of course, his status completely up in the air considering it's a concussion, and until he passes the NFL concussion test, he will not be touching the field in a full capacity. In regards to Ogletree, though, hamstring seems to be coming along. Hopefully he is ready to go this Sunday. Definitely would need him against the Minnesota Vikings. Anything is going to help us out at this point, especially at that position. But good gracious, did I have an awful week of picks. I finished 6-9, which is by far my absolute worst week of picks so far this season. Certainly not helped by the Rams, Ravens, or Packers, who all fell in their matchups this week. But looking forward, hopefully I can have a better week 5 and get that overall record up. Later this week, I am going to be doing a separate video of just my week 5 picks. One of my subscribers posted this comment here and got a lot of upvotes, so I'm listening to you guys. I'll definitely be posting that most likely Thursday before the first matchup. But now let's get into our main headline. Will the Giants pull the trigger and attempt to trade for Stefon Diggs or AJ Green? Some of you may be confused by this headline and wonder how it all got started. Well, it got started like a lot of other headlines on Twitter. All Stefon Diggs had to do was post this emoji and the entire NFL went crazy. Giants fans clamoring for his services. Patriots fans posting memes of Bill Belichick, getting excited. It's crazy that we live in a time where, and I even tweeted it, that all you have to do is just post eyes or anything. Just a simple emoji can cause so much drama, so much to be stirred up. Now I'm going to start off with Stefon Diggs here, and don't get me wrong, I just want to say that he is without question a top tier wide receiver, and perhaps if he had a better quarterback throwing him the football, he would be an elite status in this league. Now, the opinion that I'm going to formulate here is based on a few different aspects in regards to the Giants, on why maybe they should pull the trigger on this and maybe why they should not. As you know, we are riding high right now. We are 2-2, looking like we're playing much better football, and everything's just looking positive. The team is meshing very well. And if a trade is made for a guy like Diggs, that's basically saying we're ready to win right now. This is basically saying screw the draft, screw setting up for next season. We're going to win right now. We're making a push. Securing Diggs would obviously take multiple draft picks, and a guy of his talent deserves multiple draft picks, but I just don't believe we are in a position right now to give away top tier picks. As much as I would love to win right now, get Diggs on this team, bolster our offense, move forward, we just have too many holes at this point. Over the course of the next few games, we're going to definitely see if we have a team already in place that can contend. Of course, we're going to Diggs' own Minnesota Vikings, and they're coming to us, I should say, this Sunday. And then we have to travel to Foxborough the following week to take on the Patriots. So this is going to be a real test to show if we are contenders this season. So now, when the news first came out about Stefon Diggs wanting out of Minnesota and the Giants potentially being a location for him, especially considering he knows Coach Shermer, they work together in Minnesota, a few things came to mind. Now, the first thing was this upcoming draft, the way that the Giants are going right now, probably going to be a middle of the pack pick. So we could completely fall off the table, finish, we've won these 2 games. We could finish 2-14, and that's that. But the way that it looks, Giants might be in the 8-8, 9-7 area, and that's not really a great pick. That's somewhere right in the middle of the pack. So now you have to start weighing your options. So say the Giants end up with picks 12 through 18, somewhere in there, clearly not a top 10 pick like we've had the past couple years. So you really have to think. First thing you have to think about is, are we planning on taking a wide receiver? Now, I know it's way too early to even start speculating on what position the Giants are going to draft, let alone the player they're going to draft. But if you have stuck in your head that you need another wide receiver, you want a bona fide number 1, you have to think, is Stefon Diggs better than any prospect in this draft? Let me rephrase that. Is Stefon Diggs better than any wide receiver prospect that we could get our hands on in those middle picks? Is a guy like a Jerry Jeudy, a CD Lamb, are they going to be available when we come to pick? That's kind of up in the air. Now, if you're planning on taking a wideout and you think they will be available around that range, hold off. Don't execute the trade. But if you think that they're no longer going to be on the board and you don't like anyone else, and you really think you need another wide receiver, pull the trigger and take Diggs. But this is my thinking on it. Our offense has improved greatly since Daniel Jones has come into the game. This week we get back Golden Tate. In addition to Golden Tate, we of course have Sterling Shepard. Evan Ingram's looking like finally he's ready to break out as one of the best tight ends in the entire NFL. Beyond them, we also have Cody Latimer, who's honestly looking like a very capable deep threat for the Giants. He's made multiple big plays when on the field this season. Russell Shepard, yes, he's getting older, but at the same time, when he's slotted in there, somehow he always gets his numbers each game. Obviously nothing mind-blowing, but for a rotational guy, that's awesome. Even in addition to him, Corey Coleman, yes, he just got injured, but he will be back next season, potentially for the Giants. That's another young, talented receiver. And beyond even them, in our practice squad, we have a kid that if we do this correctly could be one of the better possession receivers going forward. David Sills is a massive talent, and he is in our facility. And of course, Don't forget, we have Saquon Barkley, who is more than just a running back. He can catch the ball and run with it as well. So I honestly believe we have enough weapons on offense. We're fine. In my opinion, we have way too many other holes to go out and get a guy like Diggs, who, as I said, is going to take multiple draft picks or big name talent, and we're really not in a position to trade away any of that. But now if we jump over and talk about AJ Green, I do have very similar opinions on this, but before we get into those, how did this all get started? Where did this headline come from? Twitter. Oh, okay. No, not exactly Twitter, but screenshots were taken of AJ Green on the sideline watching the Bengals. And as you can see, he just looked absolutely miserable, distraught. At this point in his career, he knows it's winding down, and he is just sick of the awful football that's being put on display. This poor guy, who is obviously an elite, incredible wide receiver talent, has been sullied with Andy Dalton, and for the pretty much his entire career, Marvin Lewis, and just, this poor guy. Even former Giants clutch kicker Lawrence Tynes posted his opinion on this as well. You just feel for him. And I have a very similar opinion in regards to acquiring AJ Green as I did to Stephon Diggs. We're not willing to give up top tier picks, especially for a guy who not only is about to be 32 years old, but also a guy that has recently shown consistent injury history. The last thing you want to do is give up capital that you have, especially draft capital, for a guy that, well, first of all, is damaged goods right now. It appears at this point the Bengals are in, I wouldn't say tank for Tua mode, but maybe tank for Herbert mode. They're obviously not going anywhere this season. They are in rebuild mode, which bodes well for a guy like Green. Well, maybe not for him, but teams attempting to acquire him. His price is going to clearly drop. Again, 32 years old almost, coming off of an injury, coming off consistent injuries, and a desperate team to grab any capital that they can. Obviously, the Bengals want to optimize what they can get for him, but at the same time, they have to face the reality that Green is not what he once was. So this could be a position where if the Giants really believe they need another receiver, they can go after him. I mean, I'm not willing to give up a first, second, or third round pick for him, which one of those is most likely going to be needed to be put into play. So I don't know if it's exactly worth it. But if you could package something together with a few late round picks, maybe some prospect guys that they're interested in, again, I don't want to give up too much for someone that's aging and not really at his top level anymore. But at the same time, he would be one hell of an addition and another target for Daniel Jones, as he is still very talented. But at the same time, again, I do believe we are in a good position on offense, especially when Saquon Barkley comes back into the fold. You know, we just added Golden Tate. So I think we're okay, but you just never know with the Giants. I believe we have way too many holes to worry about any of this noise, and we should just stick to playing football. But of course, I would be lying if I said that if we acquired one of these guys that I wouldn't be excited. But I really just hope the Giants don't mortgage our future for our present. But that's all I got for you guys. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like on it and sub to the channel if you haven't already. Be on the lookout for the rest of my postings this week. Of course, another episode of New York Giants Madden 20 franchise will be out most likely tomorrow. And then throughout the week, you know what to look for. The top 5 things to watch for in the Giants' next matchup against the Minnesota Vikings. After the game, of course, my post-game reaction and review. But beyond that, guys, enjoy the week. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.